Alright, we're going to be watching NightKnight, who's going to be playing Diva on New Queen Street. This is Gold 3, and if I had to guess, I would say this is on console. Hi everyone, I've been playing since 2019. I have 238 hours as Diva and 89 hours as Orisa, but can't seem to get out of gold. I know I was outclassed by both tanks, but what specifically did I do wrong? I've tried watching videos and doing aim trainers, but can't seem to get better. I think I might be missing some fundamentals, maybe better character tracking, and to figure out what my priority is as a tank better. Should I always peel for the tracer in the backline and try to stop the tank? It seems like either the front line or the backline dies no matter what I do. Thanks in advance. Okay, so I did a pre-watch about the first half of this video or so. I think you have the right general idea of Diva. I think your aim is not bad for your level. I think it's fine. Probably, I mean, if this was PC equivalent, I think your aim probably could even get you into plat, low plat without an issue. So I wouldn't highlight that as your major issue. I think that your target priority is an issue. When and how you choose to take fights is an issue. Missiles is an issue as well. You're generally not thinking about your team at all. It looks like you're mostly just trying to play your own game, but you're also not hyper efficient about getting kills. So a combination is that you kind of exist a lot, but you don't necessarily get a lot of value. And we're going to walk through that, and we'll see examples of what I mean. So you start out going here, which is good. You stall over here, which is the wrong decision. You should immediately be stepping forward and being like, okay, what is the team lineup and how do I need to react? Diva, in my opinion, is one of the hardest tanks to play from a game sense perspective because you can do anything but not well, right? You're kind of like a jack of all trades. You can brawl decently, right? But not against brawl tanks. You can dive, but you're not as good as other dive tanks, right? You can peel, but you're not as good as like Roadhog is at like blowing people up instantly. So, you need to figure out like what should my priority be, right? Should I be fighting the front line? Should I be going for flankers? Should I be protecting my team, etc.? And it's highly situational, extremely situational, way more so than like virtually any other tank in terms of what you could be doing. I mean, you could say like other tanks, like for example, you could say Reinhardt. Reinhardt could be peeling, but it's almost never the right call, right? So in that sense, it makes the decision-making process for Rein easier, which is like push down the enemy or zone them out at a minimum. With Diva, you actually can do everything competently, so it's really, really hard to figure out what you need to do. But in general, you're going to step forward, you're going to look, okay, figure out, hey, what's the team comp, and what do I need to do here to win? So what you should have done instead of stepping forward here, or stepping backwards, is to step forward and see them coming down the stairs and be like, okay, we see a Moira, we see Sojourn, we see Brig, we see Doom here. Well, number one is, I'm not going to kill this Brig, I'm not going to kill this Doomfist. There's almost no way for me to kill a Doomfist unless my team helps a ton. If the Doom overcommits and like blows his cooldowns or he blocks and facing away from me, yeah, I can kill him. But other than that, there's no real way for me to stop the Doom, right? If I stand with my team and try to DM his shots, all of his abilities still go through Matrix. So he's going to splash, he's going to get extra shield because he's hitting me, and then my team's going to get run over. So that's not my priority here, okay? Brig, pretty beefy support, right? She's got a tough shield that's really hard for you to get through. She can whip shot you back. Not really your priority to kill, okay? Sojourn, big priority for you to kill, right? Sojourn has almost no tools to deal with you, and you can follow her after she jumps away. So you can easily beat the Sojourn in a 1v1, right? In any scenario. So Sojourn, top priority target for you, and you shut down all of her abilities, including her Disruptor shot, which is a very, very strong ult farming and zone control ability. Moira. Well, Moira initially not killable, but I can force out Fade, and then either myself or my team will kill her post Fade. So that's also a strong target for you. And over here, you have Sombra, which you're not going to know initially, but Sombra, not going to interact with her too much, right? Again, it depends on the situations. You shoot her if you get an opportunity, but generally, I would just be aware that she exists and not rely on needing to have jump or thrusters to get out, right? Because I might get hacked at any moment if I don't know where the Sombra is. So primarily here, my goal is apply a ton of pressure to Sojourn, apply a ton of pressure to the Moira, keep the Brig back, but not expect any kills, let the Doomfist kind of do what he does. Right? And then we're basically racing, right? I'm trying to kill their backline faster than Doom kills my backline. The good news is I do more damage than Doom does, right? Doom has much longer cooldowns than we do. He has to go in, dive, get some damage, jump out, then jump back in, and so forth. Once I get in there on a target, I can kill them or force cooldowns right away in a way that Doom does not. So you're looking up top. This is not your job at all. I understand, like, if there was like a soldier up here, for example, or a Pharah, yeah, this would be the right call. But you see how much time you waste just doing nothing? Right? You're just chilling back here, but you should be stepping forward to take the space away from them because you don't want them to take high ground over your team. So that's why you need to go forwards right now. So you walk up, and over here, you're going to make one of your first mistakes that I suspect is kind of inherent in your own play, which is you think you're doing something right now. You are doing nothing, right? your damage at this range is like 20 damage a second, maybe, right? If your tracking is decent, compared to if you were here, like forget missiles, right? Forget missiles, forget headshots. If you're here, your damage per second, your optimal damage per second with no headshots is 145. Over here, it's only about 20 because of damage fall off and spread of your pellets. That's why with D.Va, you pretty much never want to be fighting people farther than this distance. If it's a tank, maybe out to here. But in general, like the more is your target, you want to be like this close to be fighting. Shooting from here does absolutely nothing. And we can tell because if you look at them, look how little damage they're taking right now. You see? Like, you're not doing any damage to them whatsoever. That's number one, that hint that tells us that we're not doing anything effective. Number two, we can tell we're not being effective because the enemy team is not respecting our threat. Okay? If we were, for example, a Bastion right now, there is no way they would do this. You see how they're just walking left to right? They would obviously step back because they would die, right? And you can tell that you're just simply not doing enough damage because they just don't care, right? They totally ignore the damage, and they're pushing into you versus you pushing into them. And you see that you've already lost 210 health and done functionally 0 damage to them, and you see how they've taken all the space away from your team, and now they control high ground? This is all bad, right? That's you not doing your job as a tank. So the biggest single tip probably that I can give you here is do not fight people at quote-unquote long range or even medium range. Right here, you're about 15 to 20 meters away from the enemy. This is way too far, right? This is the absolute maximum distance that I would be fighting them, and realistically, I'd probably be way around here. Get much, much closer than you think you need to get, right? Much, much closer. Because again, you're not doing anything to them right now, and they're just pushing you back. You're going to dive in right now. So this is a questionable dive because you've already lost 200 health, so it's very dangerous for you right now. You really need to reset, get health, and then go back in. But if you are going to dive in right now, you activate missiles, but the problem is you didn't think about whip shot. So whip shot's knocking you back, and then you waste most of the missiles. Now you're going to shoot the brig, which is like okay, but the problem is she has shield, and she can easily bash away from you if she wants to, and your team is just getting murdered down here. Sort of murdered. They killed the Doom because Doom makes a mistake. Maybe your team is getting murdered. Yeah, I guess your team actually ends up being alright here. Your team should be getting murdered, but nobody is actually looking at your team, so you get luck out over here. You're going to follow the brig. Again, I think that you should have just gone for easier targets here, right? Looking around, you have the Moira here, you have the Soldier in here, much easier targets than the brig who's hiding behind cover. You could have worked together to kill the Moira, brig, Doom, anybody. You're going to follow this in, knock the Sombra, great. You're on them, this is a 3v1, I would immediately just hold Matrix and just drop to low ground and get re-healed. Yep. So, you waste missiles here, right? Because most of the missiles are going to get wasted from the fact that you dropped the low ground, so you should just save the missiles. Missiles have like a 7 second cooldown, it's not nothing. Right now would be a great time to use missiles. Okay? Dive. You're diving in right now. I would activate missiles right at this moment. There's 3 people clumped up at close range. Excellent missiles value. You're talking 200 damage easily coming from missiles, 200, possibly even 300 damage depending on the splash. Right? Excellent, excellent damage here if you had missiles. Keep progressing here, great. You're popping missiles too far away. I have a guide on how to burst kill with D.Va. If you're going to watch any content, watch that guide. That is like the single most important guide that I can give you, and the guide's like 2 minutes long, right? Learn how to kill heroes quickly with missiles as D.Va. It's an absolutely mandatory as D.Va because of how important getting kills with D.Va is compared to other tanks. So you can go up here. You get a little too aggressive right now. As soon as I see the Soldier shooting, I would Matrix right now. The odds of me killing this Moira is very, very low. Yeah, she has Orb right now as well. There's almost no way that I can kill this Moira, so I would just DM and get to the stairwell so I can get healed and then re-aggress. Okay, you're getting shot from the Sombra in the back. Again, this is why it's really important to be DMing. So you get this corner, then you swing this way while Matrixing and walk backwards. Really, really important not to lose mech right now. Yep, they're just waiting to get healed. I would go, no, I would just wait, right? Your Moira is your main source of healing. Break can only heal you packs, so I would just stay with the Moira, let her heal me up. You're probably trying to get the mini here, but it's not worth it. Like, the mini's not going to do enough. Just let your Moira heal you. It's more time efficient. Okay, so here, and this is what's important to understand how to play New Queen Street, you need to control this high ground. The primary reason that people lose this point is because of high ground control. Right? It's a really, really difficult spot to hold. Like, if no one's set up over here, go up, take high ground, and force them to take it away from you. There's no guarantee that you're going to be able to hold it. In fact, I would say extremely unlikely you hold it, but it buys time for the cart to move. You are, however, going to lose your Cassidy here. I don't think there's anything you could really have done about it. Where does he die? Oh yeah, he's like crazy aggressive. This is not you. I mean, you got super low. If you were playing more optimally, you could have been there to save the Cassidy, but in general, I would say there's not much you can do. But right now, it is going to be a 4 and 5. Zarya's overextended in the back line. I would just blow her up here through bubble, which I think you kind of recognize. Yep. Great heal. I would always eat Moira Orbs. Moira Orbs can do up to like 200, 250 damage. Just eat them, right? It takes a brief moment to eat them. It's very obvious. Going around the corner right now, not such a great idea. But sure. I think it's okay right now because the tank is dead and the soldier is AFK for some reason, but generally speaking, I think they kite you really, really hard here, and then you lose a ton of health. Also, you see Translocator here on the side of your screen as you go in. You could have destroyed that. I also would have killed the Sojourn here because she's literally AFK. Like, this is an easy kill on the Sojourn. You're going to see the Translocator right there on your screen, right? See bottom left? You could have destroyed that and really screwed over the Sombra. I would Matrix right now. Again, think about what is the optimal engagement distance, okay? This already too far. This probably to you feels like, oh, this is fine. Look how little damage you're doing to the Sojourn. She's only lost 50 health, right? This is not meaningful damage. You need to end up like right next to her to get kills. Sombra's back here. You force a reset. Great. Now you're going to go up. You take high ground. Good. Alright, your forward spawn. You hear the Zarya. You come down. Great. Excellent. I would just stop next to her and blow her up, right? Bubble, even if she has both bubble charge, doesn't matter, right? She's in the middle of my whole team. Great. Get a kill. When someone's riding up on top of your face like that, just step back. Right now, when she's jumping, just step backwards to keep her on your screen. You see how she jumps over your face and then you lose track of her? Just walk backwards and you're all set. So you have plenty of health here. Great, eat more orb, great. You go high ground, good. This is what I'm saying, like generally, you look like you know what you're doing on D.Va. It's like a lot of it's just like mechanics that are having issues. So right here, I would cancel thrust right now. That way I don't end up, because you're gonna go too far, see, and now you lose track of her. Versus if you cancel thrust just a little bit early, she would be standing in your face, pinned against the corner, and you get kills easily. You miss the entire missiles as a result. Getting burst kills as D.Va, really, really important. And I strongly recommend, if you have trouble with this, which you do, to spend some time deathmatching as D.Va. Like, be that person in deathmatch lobbies who's playing tank and just get used to killing squishy targets really, really fast. Like, within 2.5 seconds, tops, over and over and over again. Learning how to do that. Right, Brig for some reason doesn't heal you. You're overextended now, right? There's 4 people here. You need to really get out, right? I just DM, walk backwards. Don't try to kill a Brig. Again, this reflects the fact I don't think you understand how damage fall works in this game, because I'm pretty sure you're shooting her because you think you can kill her. You know, with a lot more experience than you, already know this D.Va's, this Brig's unkillable right now. It's mathematically impossible for me to kill the D.Va, the Brig at this point in time. So I would already have been going back around the corner instead of chasing this, right? You even got whip shotted. You're still trying to shoot her. See how little damage you're doing? It's like impossible for you to kill. You're gonna lose your mech here, which is disastrous. Losing mech is often worse than dying because it takes so much time to get back into mech. You're gonna pop bomb here, which isn't gonna do anything. Except kill the Sojourn somehow, luckily. I think she slides and jumps to the... Oh my god, that's super lucky. So somehow you ended up getting some value out of this, but that's a really bad bomb. Again, I think in this situation, I probably would have just literally died rather than pop ultimate, because I don't expect to win this fight already being down. I guess you have over 5. I guess it actually would be okay. I wouldn't have gotten into that situation to begin with, but let's say hypothetically if I was in this situation, I guess I would have popped bomb there just to remech. But now you're down 1, but you traded 1, so it's even again. So Zarya's blasting here. The question is, how many bubbles does Zarya have? Have I been keeping track? Well, I've been hopping around, so I would have known in game, but I would suspect that she's on her final bubble, which she is, right? So go right here. Pretty much the only thing you can do here is blow up Sombra or Zarya. I think that I would shoot the Sombra here if I noticed her right now, because she presumably doesn't have translocate, but otherwise I'd kill Zarya. Coalescence popped, so this fight might be winnable, except she's going to get hacked out of it. Yeah. This is another good reason to stay on the Sombra. Yep, wait this out. So when it's getting low, over here, the correct move would have been to fly this way, and then into her, bump her back towards your Moira, and then activate missiles, which would have led to like a nearly instant kill here. So this is just mechanics. You get low, right? You get her low, but you can't finish the kill, right? You're just not thinking through like how to bump people, how to get kills. This comes with experience, right? I would bet you have 238 hours in D.Va. I don't know how much of that competitive, but let's say it's all competitive. I would guess that, I don't know, maybe you have like 1,500 kills, 2,000, like we're talking about final blows, not eliminations, right? 1,500 final blows, 2,000 final blows, maybe, right? Averaging 4 or 5 an hour. You can get way more than that. Like if you just practice killing heroes over and over and over again in deathmatch, you can get like dozens of hours of practice within an hour or two, just constantly fighting over and over and over again, right? And again, having that experience and practice to understand how do I kill this Zarya in this situation, super, super important on D.Va, where you have very small windows to get kills, but you're really good at getting them. Very, very important. There's no reason, even in gold, that this Zarya should live. This Zarya should be like 100% dead right here. Right, you get her all the way down to, I don't know, 30 40 health, 50 health, right? And then she ends up living from there. All right, reset. Really good burst kill. That's excellent, right? That's like perfect tracking right there. I think it's extremely aggressive to go in here, but I don't know if we know where the Zarya is. If the Zarya is here, you're screwed. But somehow the Zarya is behind you, so we'll take it. So as long as Zarya's not here, great fight. In general, you don't want to fight Zarya one-on-one unless you have an advantage in some way. She is dropping out the window behind you, but I don't think you know that. As soon as you're getting zapped, I would immediately just fly away and reset the fight. Right? I already got a kill here. There's no reason for me to stick around. Let the Zarya farm me for ult. So you see how you're just like kind of ignoring this? Like you're shooting people that don't matter. You know? You're like, oh, I shoot the backline. But you see, again, you see how little damage you do? You do almost no damage. There's a lot of panic going on. See, there's a lot of panic going around. You're just trying to DM your own team's orb, number one. Then you just DM nothing. Then this is their enemy orb that you should have DM'd. Now you shoot. You very luckily eat grab. I do not believe that was intentional, but we'll give it to you. You go for the Brig right away. Unfortunately, the Brig has shield, so she's actually like quite tanky. No one seems interested in healing her. Great. High Noon works out. Yeah, blow her up and get the kill. So I think there's a lot that you can optimize here, but ultimately it does more or less work out in your favor. You know, it's hard for me to say exactly how to play this differently, other than everyone here is playing very suboptimally, which is what makes it really hard for me to describe what's going on. I think that ideally, you don't spend your time doing this. You recognize and hear the Zarya is overextended. Starting here, right? You kill a soldier, you come back. I would immediately be looking for my supports at this point. Shooting is not going to do anything. It's not going to deter them from coming after you anyway. So I'm looking, I turn back, look here, I'd see the Zarya, and then I'd kill a Zarya right now. That is what you should have done, right? Even in this situation with LOS, you can kill the Zarya. So D.Va does 217 damage per second for the first second and a half with missiles, assuming no headshots. So you can easily kill Zarya even through healing as long as you have missiles. Alright, so you should be walking with cart. It's not your job to stay on cart. You should have been going high ground already. You're going to fly up here. Great. You bump, kill him. So you should not go main, right? Again, play high ground, control high ground, right? Apply that off-angle pressure so they have to look at you, look at your team, look at you, look at your team. You don't want to straight up fight Zarya. Cool. So right here is an interesting moment. You're down 2. Right? There's no way that you can possibly get this. I know Zarya is going to need to farm ult because she just grabbed in the previous fight. I leave right now. I literally just fly away and just book it out of here. There's no way to win 3-on-5 with them having short spawn. Right? They have close spawn here, so they're going to spawn faster than we are. Trying to aggress here is feeding a ton of ult charge. Right? Using D.Va bomb here is even worse. Like, you think you can win this fight? This fight is not winnable. There's no, even if I was playing this, I'm telling you there's no way to win this fight. Well, unless your team really frags out, but I do not think you're going to win this fight. So, somehow, team's still staying alive. Again, it's not really going to matter because they do have close spawn here, as I mentioned. Right? It's still 3-on-4 now, right? It's going to be 3-on-5 in a second. You're attacking, and you are still going to lose this fight. So I'm going to watch this through just to confirm exactly what I think is going to happen. Okay. So, yep, there we go. You attack here, you're going to beam down, and then you're going to lose mech, and that's going to be the end of the fight. So, let's think about this, right? Remember what I said? Hey, you really should just bail out of this fight as soon as you've lost 2. So let's think about that moment where that happens. All right, so right now it is 5-on-4. Great. Right, you aggress. I would not chase that brig. Oh no. Actually, it's before that because we want to do pre-bomb. Okay. So from this moment, I've lost Cassidy. I already know it's 4-4, right? Because they lost the soldier, but they have close spawns. But 4-4 for the moment. Right? D.Va's zapping me. We lose the brig right now. Now I know it's a 3-on-4 with one spawning. Okay, so now at this point, I assume the fight is lost. Now you might think you sort of won this fight, which is correct, right? You did like push them back a little bit. Let's figure out how much more the cart moves. Okay, so the robot is right here. This is lined up basically with the window frame, the right side of the window frame. So let's play this out and see how much more robot time, like space, you ended up getting here. All right, C1, etc., etc. Right. You're still here. You're going to get D-mech soon. And then right about now. So I think everyone can agree the fight is lost now. There's no way for you to possibly win this fight. So you went through Coalescence and Rally and D.Va Bomb there. And in exchange, you got 3 meters? Like this, it's just not worth it. Like just reset the fight, go back and do it again. Also, look at Zarya's ult charge. Zarya has grab right now, and when I said to pull back right now, Zarya only has 28%. So Zarya farmed 72% ult charge, mostly off of you, right? Because of how long this fight took. So you did not play this well at all, right? You think you're winning, you're gonna win this fight, you are not, right? If you're down, just leave and reset or die, right? Either one of those options is fine. Preferably reset, but if you can't reset, then just die. All right, so now you've lost this fight, and the problem is now Zarya's gonna have Grav. Your team has no ultimates right now, right? So you're doing a bad job from an ult economy perspective. They have Grav already. Obviously, they farmed that. And they have Soldier Visor coming up soon. Your team has used everything to push the cart 2 meters, 3 meters. You know, that's the big problem with fighting fights that aren't going to result in wins. Even if they get you slightly more space. It'd be one thing if you took the lead. That, I would say, probably worth it. But since you already have the lead, taking it 3 more meters is a bad idea. Zarya is engaging you. This is the worst situation to be in, which is where you're getting zapped down. You're not doing any damage to her whatsoever. She's doing a lot of damage to you. Your team is not really engaging with you. Just don't fight this, right? Fly over here, reset, find a way to go after the back line, go up here, go after the back line. You got a lot of options. None of those options involve letting the Zarya farm you for ult charge. Not that it matters because she's currently full anyway. So you should be eating that damage orb. Right, now you try to blow up Zarya. One thing to recognize is when Zarya already has high energy right now, you don't need to wait for the bubble. Just kill her. Like right now, she's already at 70 anyway. Like she's gonna get full charge no matter what. Just kill her right now. Like if your goal here is this Zarya's overextended, which arguably she is, just kill her. Just shoot and kill her right now. She should activate missiles right away. The problem is now she's super high energy, and you didn't take your opportunity to kill her. You've lost 400 health, and there's almost no way for you to get that health back. So, discombobulated right now. I would say focus less on this and more on this, right? I see my Briggs going in. I might as well follow my Brig in and 2v1, 2v2 someone. My Genji, I can't help here. There's nothing I can do against the high energy Zarya who's bubbles as D.Va. That's just not a fight that you're going to win. So you walk into literally the 2 hardest people to kill, the Brig and the Zarya, instead of going after the Soldier or, what was it, the Moira, who your Brig actually ended up killing. You waste a ton of life here. Zarya's already back up to 22% ult charge. Zarya's going to de-mech you right now. Yeah, this is really bad. So, Zarya's de-mech you. I would just walk into her and let her kill me. Like, staying alive right now is a really bad idea. The worst mistake you can make when it comes to staggering or getting away is trying to get away and then dying. For D.Va, as a general rule, when you get popped out of mech form, I would say the vast majority of the time, the right call is to immediately die again. So you're going to waste a ton of time here getting your mech back. You actually almost died there. You easily could have died if she did one more right click on you. I would have Matrix there to save my Moira just in case. Soldier makes a mistake. Great. right? You're shooting the brig. Brig's super low. Yeah, I think flying in here is good. I would pop bomb now. Yeah, this is fine. Oh, that's unfortunate. I think the real question, though, is do we have enough people? So I wasn't keeping track of the people. This is actually a bad push. So you can see that your team is not ready to fight at all. This whole push was bad. This is the tough part. We're jumping around replay. So this time when you're messing around over here, as you got mech back, you should look and be like, okay, how many people I have? Widow's playing way far back. I'm missing my other DPS. I think going after the soldier was fine, but the follow-up dive after you get this kill, right? And then now they are backing up. I understand why you go there because they're super low, so I get it, but the Zarya is still alive. You could hear her behind you zapping. You have to turn and recognize, okay, this is a problem, and she's going to hold my team back, and then you have to reset through here. You're not going to win this fight. Even without Visor, I don't think you win that fight. Shoot anybody but the Zarya. This is the time where you really do not want to shoot the tank. Okay? Everyone's focused on Bob, right? Just kill anyone else besides the Zarya. You said go for the Zarya. She's getting healed. Right? She's just farming you. Moira kills the Zarya. Great. You can go for the soldier. That was a situation where, by the way, I would not want to bump the soldier. I would stop short of him to avoid bumping him so that he doesn't get knocked away from me. Going for the brig. Great. Zarya's here. I would not do this. Yep, so she's double bubble charge. So you've just lost 500 health. Your Moira healed some of it and did 75 damage, 100 damage to the Zarya. Okay, so you just traded at basically 5-1 against the Zarya. This is what you can't be doing. After you kill this brig, you turn around, you see this. I don't even shoot her. Shooting her is not going to do anything. Like, I have no chance of killing her right now. Right? Just me one-on-one with her teammates spawning here and the Moira here. I just leave. Right? As soon as this happens, I fly away and I'm out of here because there's nothing I can do to kill her. And again, this comes with practice and experience, right? The more, especially if you're a D.Va main, like, you're going to get a lot of time playing against Zaryas because people love playing Zarya against D.Va, and you should recognize this is a really bad fight. So losing your mech here, that whole sequence, is really, really bad. This is very poor recognition of fights that you can win versus fights that you can't. As a general rule, I would say if Zarya is beaming you down, and you are not about to imminently kill her, you are probably making a mistake. So this is going to fall into the category of you should have just died instead of trying to stay alive, right? So you die right here. Now you're super, super staggered. You're not going to be available for a long, long time, right? You spawn, then you walk out here, versus you could have already had mech up here. You could have saved your Widow here. Yep. If you just died earlier, you'd already been out. You could have saved your Widow. So now you try to fight. The problem is your team is super staggered. Snowball is going to occur. You shouldn't even try to get away right now. You should just die. You should definitely not use bomb right now. You're extremely lucky to not be dead yet, but it's actually probably better that you... Sorry, it would have been better if you did die. Now you've died. Oh, you didn't use bomb. Great. Going for the Zarya right now is maybe a mistake. I think the problem here right now is that your options are heavily limited because of your poor play up until this point. They are in a 5-man death ball with Rowley, right, with Visor, and you're coming to the fight late. So you don't have time to sit up over here and go after the backline and pick them off while the Zarya advances, okay? That's why now you're in a really bad situation where you might as well just go Ryan or someone else, or Orisa or whatever, because you have very limited options. Like, you go in here right away and then you just immediately lose mech, right? You're not doing anything right now. You just feed the Zarya ult charge and energy, right? And now you pop D.Va Bomb, right? Happens to kill 2. Oh wow, you killed 3. Honestly, I would say pretty lucky because there's no real reason why that should have happened in either front, but we'll take it. Unfortunately, they have the lead now by 0.01, which is really bad. So now you have to win 2, so maybe 3 team fights. So in this situation, what do you do? Right, Zarya is advancing, blah blah blah. You get this going. You go after the Moira, or you go after the soldier. Probably go after the soldier first, right? Force them off bus, and then go for whatever you can after that. Definitely don't go for the Zarya. You really want to fight the Zarya. She guys get low. You could have killed her right there. Great. All right, we'll take it. I mean, one thing here is the Zarya's being way ultra aggressive, right? She should just focus on peeling you versus trying to run past you to kill your backline. At higher ranks, that's going to be less effective. Moira's out here for some reason. Both teams are just staggering horribly. Yep, knock him in the corner. This tracking is no good. So this is great up until now, right? This is fine, but now look, here. So off, 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 still off, still off, still off, still off, still off. This is really bad. You could have done easily 100 plus damage right now. This soldier should be nearly dead. Soldier's flanking behind you. I don't know why you didn't hear / recognize that the soldier is flanking. Right? I would hear him right now. I assume you're wearing a headset. I hope you're wearing a headset. You would hear him right now. Just fly into him right now and kill him. Instead, you ignore him, which gives him access to your backline, and then he's going to gun everybody down. Ryan's out here. You're trying to melee. Yeah, just melee him. Just melee him. I mean, I guess it's fairly low. I mean, you could also boost through him and attack, but there's like no way to win this fight now. Yeah, I think it's just too many disadvantages at this point to make up for it at the very end. But you did have an easy kill on the soldier, both in the room and over here when he tries to go over here. I think you definitely have some options right now. Okay, so in summary, number one, don't fight people outside 5 meters away as a good general rule, right? Don't even shoot at them. Don't use missiles. Don't use your cannons. Don't attack anybody who's not within 5 meters of you. As a good general rule, just focus on that, number one. Number two, when you lose mech, the vast majority of time, just suicide. If you lose mech and you were not expecting to lose your mech, like you weren't using it intentionally, like using bomb as a second life, right? Then I would say the vast majority of time, try to suicide right away. Is a good general rule of thumb for your level. And number three is recognizing when fights are just not that valuable to win or are not likely to be won, right? So a 3-on-5 situation, or even a 4-on-3, but they have short spawn, things like that are really, really unlikely to be won anyway. So just reset the fight, get 5, and try again. I think those are the 3 broad tips that I would give you. But like number one for sure will take you a long way, which is simply finding people to fight close up will get you a tremendous amount of value. I would also pair on number 4 is Zarya, which is like, don't mess with the Zarya unless you're going to kill her, right? If Zarya's beaming you and you're not imminently about to kill her, like within the next 2-3 seconds, you're probably doing something wrong. Try to avoid the Zarya a lot more and go after the back line. Okay, I'm going to stop there. Hopefully it's helpful.